Greetings and welcome, people. I'm glad I got this opportunity to get out on the bike today because I was quite keen to check that what I've done to address the problem with the haziness of the last lot of footage from this camera has worked. It works successfully enough anyway. And B, to have a little chat about what's coming up this weekend. Now, if you've been living in a cave in the middle of nowhere with no internet, no phone, no TV, no radio, no newspapers for the last quite a while. Excuse me, just shut my visor. Then you may not be aware that, it's a bit of a exciting weekend coming up for some people. And it's all happening tomorrow, because today is Friday the 18th. So tomorrow, being Saturday the 19th, it's a big day that a lot of people are getting excited about. Yes, of course, I'm talking about the FA Cup final. Now, I just want to explain that I have less than zero interest in football. I do not support any club teams. I don't watch England matches. Although obviously if there is a match going on with England playing, I'm quite happy if they manage to acquit themselves well and hopefully win, you never know. But then again, at my age, experience over hope is telling me that's not very often going to happen. And of course I'm kidding you. Yes, it is the FA Cup final tomorrow. And yes, quite a few people will be getting quite excited about that, looking forward to it. And quite a few people like me don't really care. But the big thing for tomorrow, again, if you've been living in a cave somewhere with no internet, yada yada, you may not know, but there is a royal wedding. Now, I watched Missenden Flyers vlog today on the royal, basically touching on the royal weddings, riding around Windsor, looking at all the security and parking arrangements, etc., all the road closures, and he was commenting on things like that and the royal wedding and I suppose the royal family in general. Now, the two main things here, I suppose, is I'm not bothered about the royal wedding. Nice mini. Oh yes, proper mini. I'm not bothered about the royal wedding. Doesn't bother me at all, any more than I am concerned with the doings of any TV celebs, any lifestyle celebs. What Khloe Kardashian is eating or wearing or both is of absolutely no interest to me whatsoever. And I count royal weddings in the same vein, really. Of course, all the media are going into hysterics and overdrive about the whole thing, as they have been doing for the last, however long it was since they announced the engagement and the plans for the wedding. Oh, excuse me, just had my lunch. Of course, some people are saying it's the worst of both worlds because the royal wedding is on at the same time as the FA Cup final. I mean, for me, I'd say being totally unfazed by the whole football or royal wedding thing, neither of those is of any concern to me. But I want to explain that I'm not, in any sense of the word, a Republican. Now, for those in America, Republican obviously is a political party, and ironically it's the right-wing political party. And of course it stems from their ditching the British Crown and separating from the British Empire 250 years ago-ish, something like that. But over here, Republican simply means somebody who does not support the concept of a hereditary monarchy. They support the concept of a popularly elected president. Now, I do support the institution of the monarchy. Doesn't necessarily mean I approve personally of all of the individuals that can constitute the monarchy. Most of them, well, I don't say how I can approve or disapprove or state whether I like them or not, because I don't know them. But the monarchy itself, in my view, I believe is on the whole a benefit to the United Kingdom. Obviously a lot of Republicans going, well, they're just leeches, would cost us millions and millions every year to keep going and stuff like that. And of course the usual retort to that is, but they bring in more millions in tourism and other revenue streams. And of course the other thing to think of is the thousands upon thousands of people that earn their living working for the royal family in some way, shape or form, either on the royal estates, in the royal households, that type of thing. Excuse me. And of course many Republicans would have you believe that these people are little more than indentured serfs. They think that the royal family still lives in 16th century manner. They probably wake up in the morning, thrash a peasant before they have breakfast, go out on a horse ride to the nearest village, rape a few villagers' daughters and beat up some more serfs and peasants. Of course that's utter nonsense, but it's what they use to support their push for dissolution of the monarchy. Of course, as I say, that is complete and utter rubbish, and as I've already said, I believe the monarchy does bring an awful lot of benefit to this country. And of course, now that all of the royals pay taxes, which was another stick that the Republicans used to beat the royal family with. Oh, they get all these millions from the taxpayer, yet they pay no taxes on what they earn, blah blah blah, but what they do now. Which, in my view, is fair enough. And of course they also say, well, look at they live in these luxurious palaces and these fabulous cars and the clothing and the jewellery, etc. Yes, but bearing in mind that a lot of those luxurious palaces don't actually belong to them personally. A lot of those properties actually belong to the state, to the nation, and the royal family inhabit them at our sufferance. And that, of course, is the other thing, is that many years ago the Queen did say that while the British people support the monarchy, she is happy for the monarchy to remain. The day ever comes that the British people, I'm paraphrasing here, I don't know the exact words, I could look it up and put a reference in the description if I can find it. She did say the day ever comes when the British people do not support the institution of the monarchy, then it should go. Obviously they are a constitution, it is a constitutional monarchy, they do not have any rights as such that the old absolute monarchs used to have, which is basically they ruled and that was it. That's not the case anymore. So that's the other thing that the Republicans try to ignore as much as they can, but they can't really, is that their view is not held by the majority of people in this country. The royal family, or the monarchy itself, especially in the body of the Queen and probably the younger royals like William and Harry, they enjoy popular support figures that most politicians could only dream of in their wildest fantasies. Yes, there have been times when the image of the monarchy has been damaged, but they've come back, they've rebuilt, and overall the people still support them. Maybe not the individuals particularly, oh, excuse me again, but the institution generally of the Crown. And as long as I say, as long as people support that, it will remain. So woe betide any socialist Republican Prime Minister that tries to bring an act into the House of Parliament to dissolve the monarchy. He might be able to get that through, but he would find him and his party in the political wilderness for the next 200 years, I suspect. And the next government would bring the monarchy back. The people would demand it if the dissolution of the monarchy wasn't at the behest of the people because of their fall off in support. Any politician that brought that through push myself in between those vans, especially as that black van just closed down the space anyway. So like many people, tomorrow afternoon I will be finding something else to do, but simply because the activities of tomorrow afternoon are of no interest to me, not because I am against them politically, ethically, morally or any other way, simply because it just holds no appeal for me. A lot of people say they're going to go and spend the afternoon in the pub, and a lot of pubs are saying that they're having a royal wedding free zone. I wonder if they're having an FA Cup final free zone as well. Of course, I've seen a few posts on Missenden Flyers blog about what's going on around Windsor today, getting ready for tomorrow, and they're saying, oh, of course, nobody in Ireland will be watching the royal wedding, nobody in Scotland will be watching the royal wedding. Well, that's probably a very big generalisation, because there are actually monarchists in Scotland and in Northern Ireland, and something in my teeth, sorry about that, and in Wales as well. And these are obviously countries under their own identity, that form part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, to give it its full and proper name. So if you're of a similar mind generally, that tomorrow afternoon is time for you to find another activity to divert yourself, go for it. But please don't use it as an excuse to spew your hatred of either the royal family or either of the teams that are playing tomorrow afternoon, the identities of which are completely a mystery to me. I've got no idea. Like I say, you may be a Republican and your dearest wish would be for the royal family and the monarchy to be abolished. That's your opinion, you're entitled to it. Good luck to you. But just bear in mind, remember, the majority of people in this country, in the United Kingdom, don't share that opinion. In a similar vein, if you're not a supporter of either of the teams playing in the cup final, maybe because your team got beaten by one of them, and you think you were robbed or your team was robbed, don't use it as a reason to post hatred and stupid, insulting comments. because all that does is it reflects badly on you. So whatever you're doing tomorrow afternoon, enjoy yourself. It should be a nice day. It's getting a bit overcast here today, not heavy cloud, but yes, this is my regular vlogging meteorological report. Every time I do a vlog I always seem to comment on the weather. Maybe that's because I'm so English. So have a nice afternoon tomorrow. You just want to sit quietly and read, watch a DVD or a Blu-ray, stream something on Netflix, go out to the pub, just do what I will probably do if it's like this, get on my bike and go out for a ride. And I might even do a not watching the wedding or the cup final vlog, you never know. But if you do that as well, be safe, have fun. Or have fun, but be safe. Whichever way you want to do it, make sure you get home in one piece. Very nice out there. It'd be nice if I did have a drone. I know I'm on record in one of my vlogs as saying moto vloggers don't have to have drones, but there are some circumstances where being able to put a drone up over this hill and get a view of that valley when it's a sunny day would be quite something. I suppose there's nothing to stop me parking the bike and going back there with the camera and videoing it from just standing on the verge. Okay, I know I'm tall, but I don't think I'll be able to achieve the same kind of altitude as a drone. Where are we going to go today? It's nice, those curves on that hill. Not too tight, not too loose, it's just nice. There's so many things in life. Oh, got a nod back from one of those guys. Well done. Thank you very much. Oh, you made my day. Go ahead, punk. Make my day. Very bad. Very, very bad impression. You're probably thinking, that was an impression. Of who? Yeah, fine. Let's go to West Burton and Bignor. £7.5 ton weight limit, except for access. I think we'll be okay. I know I've just had my lunch, and I know these bikes are notoriously heavy. Although, to be fair, they're not that much heavier than any other bike in this class. That way, wagtail. And another wagtail. Pied wagtail, yes. Pie. Yep, another really bad impression. I'm not apologising, I don't care. Let's just have a nice little cruise along. These roads are a bit narrow, I'm not going to go blasting along here. I don't know the roads, and as I say, they are narrow. Won't have much room to take evasive action if something comes the other way. Sun visor. I'm in the shady stuff. cattle or cows. Don't know whether Spices have visited this area. Oh, there's something to park. Oh, look at that lovely old car. Dang it. Looks a bit dodgy taking a bike in there. That entrance to that car parking area looked really chewed up. This is one of my regular roads, just from the other direction. Don't very often do the loop in this direction. I'm normally going in the other way. Up the Petworth corkscrew. Yahoo! Not your corkscrew too, buddy. Once again, hope you have a good afternoon tomorrow, whatever you choose to do, whether you're watching a wedding, watching footy, or something else entirely. Relax, enjoy, and please don't make hateful comments about people who choose to do other than the thing you have chosen to do. I might leave this little bit in, going down through Fiddleworth. Nice small town, large village, not sure. It is nice, and the pub down here is very nice too. The Swan. There's the Swan. 14th century pub. It's very nice. Especially go in there in the late autumn. We've got the log fires going. Stalled it. What a divot. going to fail its next MOT.